Today, me and Optimus will be talking about Karens. Everybody hates Karens, even Twitter, which really tells you how toxic Karens are.
Alright, what's going on, everybody? My name's Optimus, and if you know who I am, you know that I pretty well know what a Karen is. I dabble a little bit in the Karenology, if you want to call it that. So, Diesel Patches has had me here in this video to try and educate the public, if you will, about the dangers of Karens, and about the actions of Karens. Now, as someone who has seen hundreds, if not thousands, of cases of Karens just being Karens in public in his lifetime, I think I've got it down to a T, so I want to go ahead and identify some of the basic behaviors of a Karen in this video for you guys.
Let's go. Let's have it out now. Come on. Bring it on.
I'm sorry?
You think we got security in here? When AT&T can mark the parking lot over there that it's visible,
It is.
It's a sign when you pull in.
There's 3 signs up.
I came in this back way.
That's not an entrance.
That's not an entrance.
Well, I don't care. Bring it
So
on.
there's a sign at the entrance.
I wasn't at the entrance.
And there's
Come
a
out
sign
this-
at the door in the restaurant too.
There is, and I even saw the sign, and
And you walk past it.
no,
And so now you
no,
mad?
no. Don't be fresh to me.
You came here with an attitude.
Yeah, I did. And wait, because my service is on AT&T.
That's an employee parking lot, not a customer parking lot, though. It's a difference.
I even read this sign, and I said I'm not in AT&T's parking lot.
You didn't read the right sign.
Employees
That
authorized.
is, you need to have a
AT&T
sign
only.
over here. I want to talk to management now.
Alright, now that whole I want to talk to the management comment, that is pretty much 100% just confirmed Karen. There's no getting around that. The Karen meme essentially started with the may I speak to the manager part, right? You don't get more Karen than that, but you gotta love the complete overreaction to a non-issue. That is also extremely important to identifying a natural Karen. Really love also how she challenged them several times to quote-unquote bring it and come on, essentially asking them to fight, but then was very noticeable about, I guess, the security guard standing there who really was not going to let them fight. As if, I'm assuming these people work here, as if they were just going to be on the job, right, and they're just going to take off their name tag and, like, you know, crack their knuckles and just square up with this 86-year-old woman. Well, she probably actually isn't 86, but you get the point, right? I mean, Karens are not really the people, the creatures, to be out here trying to fight other people, right? I mean, we're talking about people who are generally built completely different, right? They are the pinnacle of built different. And I'm not talking about in a Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson way. They're not bodybuilders necessarily. Very confusing on why this is even an issue, to the point where we have to fist fight in an AT&T store.
In the building, I just showed you that I live here.
Okay, but before that, I didn't know that, did I?
Is it your business once again?
I live
It's
here,
not.
so it's safety of
It's
me
not.
and my building.
Well,
It
you see, I
is.
have my key right here.
Okay.
And you're being recorded too.
Good.
Okay. Like
That's
I said,
good.
it'll be on your citation.
I'm not getting a citation.
Oh, you are. You are.
No, I'm not. I'll fight it tooth and nail.
Right, you're still getting one.
Well, I'm not gonna pay
See you
it.
in court though.
I'll see you in court,
Or when you get your
neighbor.
warrant for
You know, with the current state that the media is trying to portray between black people and police officers, there's one thing we need to realize, and it's that both groups share a very similar issue. Statistically speaking, black people and police officers are the greatest victims when it comes to facing Karens. You know, you got the fucking Ku Klux Karens who think that black people breathing is assault, and then you got the Karens who go ballistic on the police whenever they're being told that they're disturbing the peace. Unfortunately for the gentleman in the video, he's both black and a police officer, so he's got to deal with all this bullshit every day.
Fuck you!
Shut up, bitch!
No, it's not enough!
Park your car.
No!
Like, what the hell?
You better get the fuck away from me. Fuck you!
So the crackhead in the video feels so entitled that she needs to block all traffic in order to settle a dispute that's only between her and the police officer. And once you have it, she's also racist.
You can talk all the fuck you want, all you fucking Hawaiians. The white lady's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I wonder where they got that idea.
They can't feed their
It
families.
doesn't matter. He's out
It
here.
does matter.
He's out here
I
trying to
don't want
make a
him in my
living.
neighborhood. You don't see lawlessness.
It doesn't matter. Then
It
call
does
the
matter.
cops.
It brings
Have
down
them-
quality of life.
You're not a police
It-
officer. You're not a police officer.
Excuse me, I'm a
You let-
citizen.
you
I
let
have
the
a right
police
to
officers-
speak.
you
I
let the
have a
police
right to
officers
speak.
deal with that.
So let the cops are coming. Go
So
ahead.
let the cops.
The cops are coming.
You need to stop harassing this man.
No.
That's harassing. You need to stop harassing him.
Not harassing.
Harassing him.
Karen. This is our property.
Stop harassing him.
Alright, I never understood why Karens got so worked up about these kinds of things. I mean, these people are peacefully selling fruit on the side of the road trying to make an honest living, and this Karen just will not mind her own fucking business because, God forbid, you know, somebody actually tries to do something to make money. I mean, they're not impeding traffic, they're not really bothering anybody, right? Whoever wants to buy fruit, I assume, will just pull off on the road and go over there and buy some fruit, right? Karens, for some reason, feel like they have to kind of like police neighborhood activity, right? They're real big into neighborhood watches, but not actual official neighborhood watches. They have to be the authority of the neighborhood, right? They have to be the one in control of the situation because obviously these fine people selling fruit on the side of the road, they're such a complete embarrassment to society and they're such a big problem that this is necessary. Might I add, she is actually causing way more of a problem than they are, as she's standing in the middle of the street screaming and acting a complete fool trying to get people in trouble for something that in reality, no, not really a victim in this crime, quote unquote.
This bitch running like a goddamn Avenger. I don't want to be mean. Okay, yes I do. But it seems to me that the only time Karens exercise is when they're making a citizen's arrest. I mean, what, is he riding his skateboard in a no skating zone? Who gives a shit? I don't think police officers even care when skateboarders ride around in places they're not supposed to skateboard. And if they do, I know for a fact they don't run like Captain America to stop them. I mean, this bitch could probably beat Jesse Owens in the Olympics if she saw some dude sagging his pants. Karen, for the love of God, get a fucking life. But whatever you do, don't breed.
Told you.
Someone's gonna die! What's more?
I told you, they're racing.
Someone's gonna die, Mike.
Yep.
Why are you making all those noises? It's not necessary. I understand what they're doing. It's reckless. I will give you that. You could just easily turn to your husband and say, you know, what they're doing is very dangerous. They shouldn't be doing that. No, but instead you want to make noises like, oh, Mike, oh. I'm gonna die from bleeding ears before one of those biker boys run me over.
I'm scared! I'm scared!
Mike, I'm scared. I saw that one of those guys was black. We need to call the police.
And now he's videotaping me.
Because this is
Because he's
unlawful.
hitting me. Ma'am, he's running me over!
No, I'm not.
Ma'am, hurry, please, hurry!
Yeah, I know for a fact he's not running her over. I mean, why would he? Her beluga ass would just leave a giant dent. He doesn't gain anything from that.
Mike!
For all of the Mikes out there dating Karens, I promise you'd be happier by yourself. Yeah, you'll experience loneliness and possibly depression, but I promise you'd still feel infinitely better.
Mike!
I don't know which Karen's more annoying. It's either this one or the last Karen we just saw. A real tough call.
Told you.
Someone's gonna die! Someone's gonna die, Mike! I'm scared! I'm scared! Mike!
For those of you who can't choose, we will add an option C, which is a loaded gun. Use it whenever you'd like.
Yes, please! Hurry, ma'am! Ma'am, I don't know, and he's a lunatic and he's videotaping me! Ma'am, please hurry! Mike!
I hate to break it to you, Karen, but Mike shot himself after the second time you yelled for him. I don't blame him, to be honest, but I'm still surprised that the cameraman hasn't shot himself yet.
You're in trouble!
I think she almost said the nibba word, but then she realized she was on camera.
You're in...
I don't know what the race of the cameraman is, but I'm just assuming he's black because those are the favorite people the Karens like to target.
How
You're
so?
going to jail!
How so?
You're hurting me!
How?
You just ran home! Ma'am, please, hurry!
Okay, backup would be there very soon, ma'am, but... ma'am, backup would be... Hey, ma'am, shut the fuck up, Karen!
Stop!
If it was you being killed,
Go off, Chris.
how would you want others to react? Would you want them to say something about you being killed?
How about I came to where something you were enjoying and I harassed you?
If I was acting violently against another
This isn't
police
violently. It's a
officer,
recreational sport. Are you that dumb-witted to
you
fucking know?
killing somebody else is not a sport.
How do you even know that we're killing? How many people out here take a picture and release it?
You're still... Okay, that's even worse. You're putting a
It's no different than
through their
using
lip.
Tinder. You catch somebody and you...
How would you feel about this? Being dragged into the water with a hook through your lip.
I dragged them out of the water, not into the water.
Their lungs collapse when they leave water. When you throw them back in, they die.
They don't die.
They're not flying fish. They're not meant to jump out of the water with
Do
hooks
you know
in their
anything
mouths.
about
They come up
marine
here for
biology?
vacation.
Do you know? Yes, I do.
Oh, so it's good and natural for them to be hurt.
How many fish die
Like
from
that.
being released?
Whether or not they
Tell me,
die when they're
shut the
released,
fuck
they're
up.
still-
How many?
Okay.
No, you see, you're already encroaching on everyone having a great night for Father's
You're
Day.
encroaching on somebody else's life.
I'm encroaching on public fucking domain.
The entire earth is public, okay? So
No,
it
it's
doesn't
not.
matter.
Oh, you're one of them.
One of them.
You're one of them. The whole earth is public domain. The earth is not public domain.
I'm not gonna lie, I know the guy is being just a tad bit belligerent, but I kinda love his attitude in this one, you know? Very in control of the situation, honestly. Now, I mean, the woman is just talking a bunch of nonsense. She's mad that people are fishing, right? It's something that has happened since the dawn of man, essentially, or I guess at least since men and women figured out that they can tie a string to a piece of stick and put a worm on it and fish will come to it, I guess. I don't know. This one, though, is a little younger than I would have thought, right? You know, she's probably late teens, early 20s, maybe something like that, right? Usually we don't see Karens at that age, right? Usually they're much older, have already bore some children or whatever, and they're out terrorizing the rest of the planet. This is what I would like to call a Karen in training. This is probably the first incident that will really spark her to become a future Karen, because she's going to look back on this moment and be like, well, I was righteous in that situation, I might as well just do this with everything that I see. I mean, these guys, they're fishing, they catch it, they reel it, and they throw it back in, right? She's acting like they're taking the fish and they're like getting into a fighter jet and flying 18,000 feet through the sky and just throwing them out like a fastball in the MLB. No true harm is being done to anyone. But of course, that's simply not how, you know, they see it.
Okay, so I need to talk to a manager because...
I will absolutely humbly go get a manager
Yeah.
for you if you'd like to hang out with me for just a
Awesome.
moment.
Yes, the may I speak to your manager Karens. These are the OGs. These are the very first of Karens. Much like Neanderthals, these prehistoric baboons lived in caves as well. Let us witness and see how these troglodyte creatures behave.
Hi, I have a medical condition that I'm not allowed to wear a mask, and I'm not required by HIPAA rules and regulations to disclose that.
Okay, can we shop for you?
So, what does that look like? I have private things I want to get that maybe I don't want you to
shop
see.
for you, but I can't let you in the store without a mask.
Okay, so where's the regulations that state that?
The regulation?
Yeah.
That is company
Because you're
policy.
discriminating against me now. Do you know that?
I'm
You're
offering
discriminating
you
against
that
me.
As you can see, this Karen is choosing to starve to death because she does not want to wear a mask, which is merely a slight annoyance.
Rude. Go somewhere else. Who do I complain about first?
Oh, stupendous. Unlike the last video, we have a physical representation of a Karen. As you can see, the Karen has a hand on her hip, signifying that she's about to call the manager. Let us continue watching and see if my hypothesis is correct.
You want a manager to talk to me? You bring your manager here.
You get up.
If you want to talk to me, you bring your manager here, you idiot, or go speak Chinese with your other staff. Talk to me somewhere else.
As you can see in the video, the Karen is now lashing out using racist remarks. Very typical of the Karen, but the more common phrases are, go back to your country, you filthy nibber, and of course, get the manager, you fucking ching chong. Sometimes Karens are immune to pain when confronted with things that annoy them, such as everyday life.
You're spreading the germs. You're spreading the germs. Think about it, you idiot. Don't spread the germs. Don't spread it. I have another drink. And I don't want your filter all over your face. Man, I'm an infection disease. I know. You can leave our dining room. Goodbye. Goodbye, or we will call the police. I get the rest of my order. I did not get my last drink. Yes, but no ice.
Oh my god.
Spreading germs. Spreading germs.
I mean, yeah, you notice how quick she was, not to be rude, you notice how quick she was to take that over just that ridiculous sized soda cup, right? But she's worried about spreading the germs. Ma'am, you're worried about the wrong health problem here, okay? All the employees in that store are wearing masks and gloves, at least they're supposed to be, okay? What are you doing to solve your problems? Now, on top of that, if you're worried about the germs being spread, but yet you're going out to a fast food fucking restaurant, yeah, you're simply asking for it, I would assume, right? Like, ma'am, you're in the Burger King drive-thru, worried that you're going to get sick. I don't know about you guys, but Burger King is absolutely disgusting, and I realistically will only eat it if it is the last resort between me and starving a very horrible death away. Ma'am, the chicken nuggets that you're about to consume from this place are probably made from zebra meat, okay? The French fries are probably paper. It's not really a sensible thing to do to be screaming at a minimum wage fast food employee who's probably just a teenager trying to make some side money about the germs. Oh no, the germs. Notice the lack of gloves and mask as well, but you know, we're worried about spreading those germs. Don't spread those germs.
Stop! I never stop.
Yeah, you do. What?
I do not.
You think we bang on the ceiling for fun?
You bang on my ceiling all the time. I am so tired of it.
For fun? You think we do it because we're bored?
I am tired of you.
Well, I'm tired of you, lady. I'm tired of having to listen to your crap every night.
I don't do it every night.
Every night.
Lady, he's like 3 inches in front of you. You don't have to yell. Also, I am an expert on Karens, but I don't know what their breath is like. Could be stanky. You know, you have this Karen just yelling in your face, and there's a bunch of spit flying everywhere, and you gotta smell that fucking black dick breath.
And with all of that being said, I think I've done my job here. Diesel Patches, thank you for having me on, and I hope you guys now walk away from this video with a better comprehension of just what a Karen is.
Alright, this has been fun. I'd like to thank Optimus for joining me in this video, roasting a bunch of Karens. It's a lot of fun. Alright, I'm gonna play my outro now.